Yeah, put the mics on. Does he have sound coming out of that? Hold on. Are you live? No, why isn't it coming out of mine? Yours? You got it already? Yeah. Yeah, good. That's what I want to hear. That's what we're doing. We're doing sound. Mic check, 1, 2. Go ahead.
What's up? Can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Testing.
We'll be on here shortly, people. We'll be on here shortly. No se desesperen, cabrones. Yeah, first. That'll be popping right now. Let's trip. Popping.
Nice.
Trip. Chino said, I thought I was going to the studio. I said, I go to the studio, homie. Don't trip. I got you.
Yeah.
This is the studio, homie. What you think?
Yeah, man. It's hooked up, man. I like it.
That's what's up. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on, though, man.
I appreciate you having me here, man.
Yeah, I saw you on. Well, I've been. Well, we'll talk about it. I've been looking for you, homie. Like that's what every time I've been looking for you, homie. Damn it, you're on the lista. Oh, we got you. Time around here. Mics are dead now. Or are we still going, Chris?
We're still going. You want me to cut him?
Yeah, you can cut them now. Oh, man, that's the man of the hour, homeboy. All right, people, you guys all know what it is. It is the one and the only, the American Cholo podcast. I got my co-host Boo Boo Bear in the house.
That's right. What's up, everybody?
So before we get this thing, you're supposed to dance. You're supposed to dance with TikTok, fool. That's what the homie does now. So hey, check this out. Before we get started, thank you guys for tapping in here today and supporting the channel. I want to first thank the sponsors of today's show. The sponsor of today's show, as you can see, is Carnalismo Clothing. Carnalismo Clothing is some badass Chicano line. You guys can look for it on Google it, on IG, Carnalismo Clothing. They got all that Chicano gear that you want for affordable prices. And also, it's raza owned, it's brown owned. We need to keep the money in our community to progress as one people. Another one we're going to do is on to Suavecito Pomade, man. Big shout out to Suavecito Pomade. There are another ones, today's sponsors of the channel. They're sponsoring today's show. You can get your pomade out here in Southern California. You can't go to a barbershop without seeing Suavecito's Pomade. So make sure you guys support those guys because they support us. And like that, we support each other. With that, hit that intro beat again, Chris. And today, we got another great guest in the house. It's a homie from out here. Well, I think they used to claim the 818. Now they don't want to claim the 818 no more, but we'll get into that right now. Hey, straight out of Nella. Let's give it to OG Chino from Tunerville. Stand up real quick. Now we can see the shirt, homeboy. Come on, Chino. Pa que sepan, wey. Pa que sepan. That's what's up, brother. What's good, Chino?
Just chilling, man.
Let's do it, homeboy. So, hey, first of all, thank you for coming on, homeboy.
Thank you for having me here.
Speaking to the mic, we won't hear you, Chino.
All right.
Don't get too shy on us over here. How was traffic, homeboy?
It was horrible, man. I don't know what's going on right now, but
I
thought it was. It feels like Friday evening right now, man.
It's
what
called
the
LA,
hell?
Holmes. LA, there's always traffic in LA, bro.
Yeah, tell me about it. Fuck.
So let's just get right into this, Carnal. Where were you born and raised at, Chino?
Well, I was born in Korea.
Okay.
Came here at the age of 3, 4. Raised in when I first landed here, it was West Lake area, MacArthur Park area. That was from the 80s and stuff. Later on, eventually I moved to Atwater Village, Glendale, northeast Los Angeles area.
And then, how was your transition? How old were you when you first came from Korea?
I was around 2, 3.
Yeah, because you had zero accent. You would never know.
Yeah, I don't even know how to speak Korean.
Oh, well, that was my next question. You
yeah.
know how to speak Korean? Chale.
No.
Do any Koreans ever look down on you because you don't speak Korean?
Probably. I mean, they don't say it to my face, but you know.
And if they do, fuck them. So let's get into, because I saw you on, what's homeboy's name? Pang. Oh fuck. The Pino homeboy.
Body Young.
Body Young, yeah. Body Young, shout out to Body Young. I saw you on his podcast, and somebody told me, hey, do you got to get homeboy on? And then I tried looking for you. Homeboy, I've been looking for you for like a good 6 months, carnal.
Damn, 6 months.
6 months. You've been on
Hard
the
to find,
you've been on the lista, homeboy.
Man.
And then I went to. And actually, you're the reason I got a TikTok. Be honest.
Really?
Yeah, you're the reason I got a TikTok because I didn't know what it was on Instagram, and somebody said, hey, my homeboy follows you. My homeboy Rooster. Hey, Rooster, call me. My homeboy Rooster follows you, and he's the one that said, hey, dude, you got to get homeboy on. He's the one that put me on to you, right? And I saw that one video that you spoke, and we'll get into that, right?
Okay.
And then I got the TikTok, and I started looking for you. But the thing with TikTok is you have to follow them or something to try to direct message them. So
Right.
So
Yeah. Like
then
be friends or something.
So
like
then on
that,
Instagram, you saw, who the fuck's American Cholo? Who's this guy, man? I hit you up, and I said, what's up, man? And here we are, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. So now let's go into when you moved out of the MacArthur Park area, you went to the Atwater Village area. How was your thing? Because you're a rare breed, especially in the neighborhood you're from. Was there a lot of Asians in your hood from Tunerville?
No. I mean, as far as I know, I'm like the first one that got into
That got
hood,
into the neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
Now how did that go? Did you just start? Did you know, like, what was your first recollection of your homies before they were in the hood? Did you know them from elementary school?
Yeah, I know them from school, and from being out in the streets all the time.
So do you know Spanish?
I know a little
You know a
bit.
little
Yeah,
bit more than Korean?
More Spanish slang than Korean slang.
I guess. Yeah, I guess equally.
So then, so when did the young, nice Asian kid go and become a mean Cholo kid? Well, how was that transition?
How did it happen?
Yeah, how did it happen?
So basically, yeah, I mean, as far as Asians go, I mean, we get.
No worries, no, get your money.
As far as Asians go, we get stereotyped a lot. You know, when they look at us, they think we grew up in a great family and, came from money and all of that stuff. But, me, I always grew up in the poor side of the city, And as far as families go, I come from a very dysfunctional family. My dad was really abusive. I grew up watching my mom getting beat all the time, and I wasn't spared from that beating either. And it wasn't just like him just hitting us here and there and stuff, It was actual, like, he would beat us down like we're enemies and stuff. And,
Shit. How many of you was it?
What was that?
How many of you were there? Like, you had siblings?
I have no siblings, just me.
Oh, when you say us, you mean you and your mom?
Just me and my mom, yeah. We used to get beat, me and my mom.
And you remember that from a straight, real young age?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that since I was as far as I could remember,
And when you say beat down, I mean, like straight, like closed fists, belts, I mean, or just lo
fists,
que caiga.
Whatever goes, anything that he could grab, weapons,
He was beating you down as a child, like you were a grown man, and your mom.
Like an enemy,
Like,
Yeah.
And what would spark this stuff?
Half of the time, I don't know. I mean, it ain't because we fucked up or anything like that. I mean, I can remember times when he beat my mom because she wasn't at home, but she was out in the church choir.
Oh, jeez.
And he knew exactly where he was. But I remember, like, when I was 3-4 years old, he grabbed me and he was mad, and he went straight to the church and attacked her right then and there at church.
Oh, man.
Just for not being at home, and little stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember there was times when he would like wake me up like 3-4 in the morning and just have me jogging for no reason. And then when I was young at that time, I was a little chubby little kid. I couldn't keep up jogging and stuff. But he was right behind me, just ready to kick my ass if I was slowed down.
Now was there alcohol and drugs involved with him doing that, or was it just in his? He
was drink. He used to drink, but I don't know if it was because of alcohol that triggered that or what. I mean, he reminds me of like one of those serial killers that kill animals and torture them and stuff.
Yeah.
But me and my mom was his animals.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I didn't know that whatsoever. Is your dad still around today?
Yeah, I mean, we don't keep in contact. I don't know where he is.
When was the last time you saw him?
This was, I mean, years ago. Years
Wow.
ago, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so obviously you grew up in a very dysfunctional family, and we do. I'm not gonna lie to you. We do stereotype a lot of Asians to believe that, you know what, these guys come from very educational families. They come from good families, and a lot of times I myself am guilty of that, and I thank you for clearing that up. So then, obviously you're going through all this mess in your family. That was nobody trying to help you, or that time there really wasn't that kind of help.
Right. There wasn't, I mean,
It was something you just keep in the house.
right, right. I mean, we weren't the type to go out and call the cops or anything like that. You
And
know?
what would your mom tell you? Would she talk to you about it, or would you guys just get the beat down and not even discuss it anymore?
I mean, I don't really remember discussing it.
So you were
Yeah.
really young when that was happening.
Yeah.
Remember?
How long did that go to? Until what age did you finally say, no, that's enough, man?
I say around the age of 14, 15.
Okay.
That was around the time I got in the neighborhood.
That's about the time you get into the hood, right?
Right.
So then now let's walk into that. How was it for you? Because some people believe, there's certain that a lot of Chicano gangs are racist or this and that. Did you ever encounter that as an Asian homie, or were you just accept it as that's just the homie Chino?
Most of my homeboys, they accepted me. They knew who I was, and I was raised with them. But there was a couple of them
always is.
that opposed to the idea that they didn't want me in there because I wasn't Mexican.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, you guys know that we got a lot of white boys in our neighborhood
Yeah,
too.
you do.
So
So at the end, was it something that? Well, did you yourself feel any pressure to have to prove yourself a little bit more than others?
all the time.
Because I see
All the time.
because I see that with black homies, and I see that with white homies sometimes. Well, I think it's just the pressure of some homies, like you said. Some don't want to accept you, and that's in any hood. It doesn't matter who you are. There's always some guys who just don't like you in the hood. I think a lot of times people think you're gonna join the hood and we all get along. It doesn't work like that, right?
No. Yeah, I always felt like I needed to prove something. I wanted to do the extras.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't want them to look at me as like, oh, I'm not some punk ass
Yeah,
little
we
Asian
do,
kid.
yeah.
Right,
I wanted to
right.
let them know that I'm a force to be reckoned with.
That's
Not
right.
not only am I crazy as a Mexican, but I'm crazier.
That's that's
Exactly.
right, oh boy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't see that's how the hierarchy of a gang works. It's you gotta sit there and show I don't give a fuck more than the next guy,
Right.
and that's how eventually you'll get respect. But that respect isn't all it's cracked up to be, is it?
No, it isn't. I mean, you grow up and you learn, but some learn faster than the others. But
All right.
So did you get jumped in like at school, junior high, in the bathroom, or in the neighborhood?
where did I get jumped in?
Yeah,
right in the
In the
neighborhood.
neighborhood?
Yeah,
Not at school.
no.
At the park.
I wasn't even going to school at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, at the park.
Chevy
At
Chase?
the park,
Yeah.
yeah, at the Chevy Chase
Chevy
park.
Chase Park?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
hey, you got the homie I told you I was in YA with. He used to claim Valle. There. You guys do no longer claim Valle. I'm not saying you do, but there was some of your homies that used to claim the Valle, right?
Yes, I think to this day there's a couple that still claim the valley, and a lot of it has to do with the Tahunga thing.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's the
There's
You
Hunga.
gotta click up into Tahunga. That really is a valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much. But there was also, I think, the Glendale guys
Glendale,
used to
yeah.
also claim the Valley. Now they claim Nella, right?
Some of the Glendales, used to claim the valley, but this hood started in Northeast LA.
Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
and
That
that thing
one,
is like when you go to prison,
Right.
you're gonna claim the valley, and you know how when you go to prison in Southern California,
Right.
a lot of us we get set, we segregate ourselves in the valley, northeast,
Right.
the west side, and all of that
East
stuff.
Coast.
So I mean, while most of the homeboys kick in the Nella car, I mean, you're gonna be over here kicking it with the Valley car. It's like,
Oh,
that's
man.
how. it
Chino's
became-
dissing us right now, homie. Chino, we're gonna. Hey, turn the cameras off. We got.
Oh, man.
I hear you, Chino. I hear you. It's all love, homie. But you can claim the Valley, Chino. We'll accept you, homeboy.
Okay, low-key.
we
I've
accept.
seen some of your homeboys that got like 213 and 818 on them.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
Right?
Yeah, I've seen some of your homeboys have them.
Okay.
So now you're in the hood. Let me ask this question: how did you get your name? Who gave you your name? How did you get your name, Chino?
I couldn't figure it out to this day, man. Right?
You're still looking. See, that's a lot of things that people will sit there and say, oh, no, dude, you call the Asian homies Chino, you call the black homies Blackie, and the blacks do the same thing, and they
the
try
white
to say they
guys
don't. They, like the homie Taco.
Yeah.
I asked Taco, why they call you Taco? Oh, I don't know. because you look Mexican. So off the back, your name was Chino.
Yeah.
All right, that's right. You remember the homie that gave you that name, or did you pick that name?
No, I don't know. I don't remember exactly
Well,
who gave me the name.
were they
It was
probably calling
basically-
you that before? I'm sure
Yeah.
they were probably just saying, I've been a Chino. And then
Pretty
eventually,
much, yeah.
and it eventually
Yeah.
stuck, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many years were you out on the streets before you started actually looking at time? As far
Looking
as
at
jail,
time
yeah.
or went to.
No. When you first, not went to yet. Let's go to you're running the streets now. When are you? Because you get into the hood off the back, you ain't a gunner, you ain't a killer. You're moving up the ranks. So how many years did it take you to finally get your feet under you where you're all right? Now I'm putting in work and I'm getting arrested.
I mean, I started going to juvenile halls right away within a few months.
Right.
Yeah.
And then soon after that, you started catching cases or what? Like major cases?
Yeah, I guess I guess about a year or two after that, I caught robbery cases, assault with deadly weapon
Because
cases.
at the times that you're 41 now, right?
Yes.
The times that you were in your hood, I remember specifically because I'm not too far from there. It was active as fuck in your neighborhood at that time, homie. I mean, there was a lot of people getting killed on both sides. How were you dealing with that? How many homies did you have to bury or have to see go to prison at the time? At the time, how did you feel about it then?
I mean, that was just the life we chose, so it wasn't
Normal.
something that was like wow or anything. Yeah, it was pretty much normal.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, people would say you won't make it to the age of 25. I looked at it like I'm not even going to make it to the age of 18.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I remember a time when a homeboy passed away. He was 28 years old, and I remember thinking to myself, damn, at least he lived a long life.
Wow.
Right.
And now that I think about it and how stupid that was, because
Yeah.
28, it's like
young.
as
You're
a
a kid.
41-year-old guy, right now it's like 28, you're still a baby,
Okay,
exactly.
but that's how it was. That's why I wanted to ask you that. Yeah, when you were young, you saw it at that way, but now as an older homie that's been through you've been through a crazy journey, homie, and coming out this way, and that's what I like about your message. And I heard your message, and I loved it, dude. I heard your message when you did that video. I don't know if it was a TikTok video when you were walking through the cemetery, right?
Right,
And
right.
you-
Yeah, it was a TikTok.
It was a TikTok video. And that's when like, no, I got to get this guy on here, man. So we'll get to that point. So now you're banging, you're going out of juvenile hall, right? Give us a typical day in the hood back in those days, man. Was it just like a bunch of homies shooting? It was just normal? What was going on?
Pretty much, yeah. It was. You would always find homeboys in the neighborhood. I would go there every day, dedicatedly, rain or shine. We'd be strapped all the time. Just waiting for something to happen.
You're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. I mean, yeah. There would be times when there would be girls in the neighborhood, and I wouldn't even be interested in that. I would be out in the front, just waiting for somebody to drive by.
Yeah, bring it on. And I think that's the big difference with today's gang banging. Back in those days, part of the game of gang banging was, and it's a silly game, but it's a deadly game, okay? But part of the game of gang banging back in those days meant you were posted in the hood. That was part of the game. Nowadays,
You gotta be posted on the internet.
yeah, you gotta be posted on the gram, fool.
Yeah.
You gotta be posted on the gram. It was part of the game of actually being on the street. So, what do you think about today's Instagram bangers?
I think everything is just backwards now. Things aren't. Everyone's snitching on each other, and they ain't. Even gangsters nowadays, they ain't schooled the way that we used to be schooled. When I was younger, growing up, gang wasn't about terrorizing your neighborhood and all of that stuff. Us, we were taught to we couldn't rob from our neighborhood or terrorize our neighborhood. When our ladies with the kids or older men walk by, we'll be kicking the street strapped, drinking our 40s, but we'll get out the way and we'll
let
say,
them
hey,
have
how
the
you doing?
sidewalk.
Right. But I think the issue was we kind of we were much more respectful. I will give you that. But I remember being on the hood, kicking on the stairs. It's like probably midnight or 2 a.m. I got my radio on bumping, and it's like fucking. It's like Tuesday, fool. It's like a Tuesday, and where the stairs when I'm sitting at, there's a window right there, right?
Yeah, you didn't care
and the person comes out and tries to tell me, "What the fuck you? This is my hood. I'm bumping." And I think that was a problem that you know, people like us who came a lot of times from broken families, right? We never had any power. We didn't know what recognition was. We weren't sports players. So we got into the hood.
A little bit of power.
We got a little bit of power, and we
that
started pretty much telling the neighbors at night, fuck you, this is my hood. I'm going to bump. And, and we all did that.
Yeah,
homie.
yeah, I've done that. That's so true.
And I think that was the thing. But what I'm loving in today's generation, Chino, is that homies like you are coming out, homie. Before, okay, when we were 18 years old, we were 17, whatever, young, right? There was no 40-year-old homies talking like this, like we're talking right now.
No.
They would be shunned upon. They would be like, hey, homie, you don't talk against the game. And it's not like we're talking against the game. We're talking against how the life ends up destroying us, homie. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, sir.
So now, when was it when you started catching some real cases? And now talk to me about Chino walking that county jail, homeboy.
County jail. That was in '99. As soon as I turned 18, I caught a carjacking, assault with a deadly weapon, discharging a firearm, high-speed chase, and all kinds of other good stuff, you know. So I was fighting that case for a while because I was facing life.
Right.
I was in there for over a year, and at that time, that's when the agents had the green light.
Oh, geez, that's right.
Yeah. So and the irony about it is I ended up right in the module right next to the agents. I was in 2800 mainline.
Yeah.
But
So that's Old County.
that was Old County.
Yeah,
yes.
that's not Twin Towers.
No, that was Old County.
Yeah, that's still 99.
Yeah, so they would see me and stuff, and I know they wanted to get my
For
ass.
sure.
You know?
For
But, you know, I always ended up catching them though. Yeah.
Did,
So the homies wanted to get you? Or
No, no, the
Asians
agent-
wanted
the
to get you?
agents wanted to get
yeah,
me.
he must have been a
Yeah.
prize. Come on.
yeah.
Because in their eyes, they must have seen you as a straight trader.
Oh yeah.
Did
Of
you
course.
ever have like anything
course.
within yourself? You had to ask yourself, dude, am I fucking up or anything like that? By being like, I gotta attack these guys.
Like your own people.
I didn't feel like that in any way. I mean, I grew up where I grew up. It wasn't like a pick apart thing where, you know, I grew up right here and I get to pick a gang from, you know, because there was no Asian gangs in my neighborhood at
Right.
the time, you know. I mean, if there was, maybe I would have gotten the Asian gang, you know.
Of course.
I just got in the hood that
You
where
grew
I
up
grew
with.
up in, you know.
And I think that's what happens most of the time. Now, let's go back a little bit. When you got into your hood, was there any guys you knew that joined other neighborhoods and you became instant enemies with?
People that I grew up with.
Yeah, because like me, and I think Boo Boo had the same issue. I got into my neighborhood, and there's guys I knew from elementary school that from one day to the next, you're my enemy now. And all of a sudden now, I don't get along with you. Did you have that issue, or you kind of
Actually, no. Me, I haven't. No, I just grew up with none but my.
That's right. That was easy.
Yeah.
You had guys.
Oh, yeah.
You had guys. Yeah, I had guys that damn. All of a sudden,
I grew up with from elementary school, and then I get
I
into
hate
my
these
neighborhood,
fucking vatos.
and all of a sudden they're my enemies. It's like, fuck.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So let's go back to the county, Chino. You're in the county. This is the green light during the Asian times. Was there any time that homies tried to press up on you real quick because they thought you were from an Asian gang?
I mean, they would hit me up, you know, but I would always let them know where I'm from. So there wasn't really. I can't remember a time where there was an issue.
That's right.
Yeah, and then you claim your neighborhood was well known, so it was just
Yeah,
like,
for
all
sure.
It wasn't a small neighborhood.
And I let them know that I'm a Sueño too, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That's right.
And
So you're in the county for about a year. Did you get out at this time, or did you end up catching some time?
what was? Oh,
I
I'm
see-
sorry.
you were in the county for about a year at this time. Did you end up catching the chain of the joint at this time, or did you get out the first time?
I ended up beating the whole thing except the high speed chase. So I ended up doing maybe 2 years.
Damn, high speed chase nowadays is a misdemeanor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you end up doing 2 years in the joint?
So were you driving in this
joint.
high speed chase?
Yeah, I got away and they caught me the next day because
Oh,
another
you got
thing
away.
about being an Asian from the Mexican neighborhood, all
Yeah.
they have to say was, it was a
An
Asian
Asian
guy
guy,
saying
yeah.
she's from Tunerville. So
Oh,
So how'd you actually get away?
just ran,
You-
crashed and
So
ran.
you crashed and you just took off. There was no helicopter on you at that time?
Yeah, there was.
Damn, you still
but
got
I mean,
away.
it
Oh,
just
yeah.
happened so quick.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
so they dropped the charges and everything else except for the high speed chase and still broke
Right.
you off 2 years.
Yes, sir.
And so that was the first time you went to prison.
That was the first time I went to prison.
So how was your first prison experience?
It's better than the county. That's all I can say. You know. That's all I remember is thinking.
Were you scared in any way, shape, or form? Did you have butterflies? I mean, going in there, I'm sure you got to feel something, or was it just like, fuck it, I'm just riding?
I just felt like I didn't really feel anything like that.
Like
really.
at this point, how old were you when you got that high speed chase?
I was 18 years old.
Yeah, so you had a baby face in there, and
Yeah.
like with me, I was 17 when I went to county. I got tried as an adult, but man, these cops were fucking with me on the way to county jail. Like, oh yeah, you're with the big boys now. They're gonna fucking don't drop the soap. I mean, they had my mind fucking going, but I was trying to be hard, you know. But it was hard, you know. And I was young. I mean, I was used to the juvenile life, but you know,
that county ain't no joke.
Yeah, did you? They fuck with you like that, like the cops?
I mean, no, I don't remember stuff like that. I mean, I was more conditioned from my homeboys to, you know.
Get
I
ready
knew,
for it.
yeah, 'cause I knew one day I was gonna go to prison, you know.
And that's crazy how that gang life is, right? Because that's what they do. They're conditioned. Hey, homie, you're gonna go here. You're gonna go there. This is how you're gonna act. Especially if you got some good schooling from some homies, right?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, in our life, the way we grew up, going to prison was like how, let's say, a wealthy middle class American or even a higher middle class would sit there and tell their kids, all right, Jonathan, you're gonna go to Harvard.
Yep.
You're gonna do this. You're gonna go to college. After college, you're gonna come out. You're gonna get this business degree. We're gonna help you. But us is all right, Chino, this is gonna happen, homie. Yeah. You're gonna go to the joint. You're gonna kick with the homies. You're gonna keep it solid. You ain't gonna stitch nobody. You're gonna mind your business. I think if people like us were to get that kind of schooling to actually go to school and get degrees, we'd progress a lot in America, homie.
Oh yeah.
What do you think, Chino?
Yes, sir. I agree 100%, man. I mean, that's exactly how what we looked at prison as, like as university.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah.
But it wasn't all that. Okay, so Chino is now a youngster, 18 years old, in the county for about a year. Goes to the joint, does 2 years in the joint roughly.
Yeah.
You get out. So by now this is 2001, 2002. You get out the joint. How is it for you when you get out? It's like you're coming out and, you come out of jail. You're a movie star, homeboy. Is that the feeling you got when you got out?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, all the girls were, oh, that's Chino. He just got out of prison. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Like I was a movie star.
You get that recognition, right? You can become that hood star, homeboy.
Yes, sir.
And people don't understand it. That's addicting.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It's very addicting.
It's addicting. You get that. And did you come on with the mentality that I'm gonna try to change my life, or were you still at that mentality? Well, fuck it, homie, I'm writing.
When I first got out,
when you first got out,
yeah, I was thinking to myself, maybe I do need to change a little bit, but I think 2-3 days later, I went to the hood. And it
wasn't even that quick.
Huh? You jumped in the ride, and that was it.
You said 2 or 3 days later. Yeah, hey, that's what like regular people don't understand is how much of a magnet the hood is.
Yeah, especially back in the 90s and how it was popping.
The addiction, homeboy.
Yeah.
The hood was an addiction. The lifestyle was an addiction. So now Chino is 2 or 3 days being a good guy, saying, I'm gonna be good, God. And then after that, he's in the hood, kicking it. So how long were you out there before you caught another case, and how was that transition for you coming out the joint?
I think I lasted about a few months. But at that time, I would just go in and out for something, petty and stuff, And what was that? What was the next?
Oh, how was the transition for you? Like you were coming in and out. Mm-hmm. So when was it when you went back in for another charge after that? Because you ended up doing a big stretch in prison.
Yeah. It was maybe about, I know it was less than a year, a few months later.
Right. That's usually how it is.
Yeah.
And people don't see that too. Like when I hear people talking about, especially in the comment section, they're gangbangers in the comment section. They got like 40 bodies on Call of Duty, right, homie? And they're always talking about, homie, I'm with the business. I'm not like a gang. And if you're a gangbanger, it's about little stretches. You're only gonna be out for a little while, and you're caught back the fuck up, right? And I'm sure you saw with your homies, with yourself. So you were off about a year. Can you talk about what you ended up getting convicted for? Not maybe charged, or what happened with your case that you ended up? How many years in prison did you do straight? Straight.
I've done 4 years, 3 years. I mean, there's a little.
So you were coming in and out. Okay, so walk us through your prison stint, man.
Assault cases, assault with deadly weapon cases, robbery cases. Being in the neighborhood, violations.
So you were just out here acting a fucking fool.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What every gang member does.
What every gang member does. Yeah. How was prison for you when you went in the first time, and how was it when you got out? How much had changed back by that time?
When I first got into prison, and
And by the time the last one that you finally paroled, how much did prison change, and how much did you change?
Prison.
You know what? No, Chris, this is a great time. We're gonna take our intermission, and then we'll wait for Chino's answer right now, man.
That's right.
So let's get that intermission going.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Want to give a shout out to American Cholo from JP Flooring. Much love.
I had like 15 different wasps nests all over the house, and so PestCal came out, they took care of it for me. They did it at a really low price, and they were really efficient. They got it done really quick. I wouldn't recommend any other company to do this kind of work.
My attic was infested with cockroaches. I kept calling around to different companies. I'm like, I gotta get this done today. The best company is PestCal. I called them up, they gave me a great price. They came to my house that day, they gave me an estimate. It was perfect, it was lower than everybody else, and they're an amazing company. You should give them a try. They did some awesome work in my house.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin. I'm the owner and operator at PestCal Exterminators. We focus on rodent and insect control. We give you a free estimate. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. We get the job done right. Thank you.
and running. We're back. Are we back? I don't hear my mic, Chris. There we go. There we go. Now we're back. Let's go ahead and give another shout out again to our the people who made this podcast come together. Cardenalismo Clothing. There you go. Boo Boo is a model for Cardenalismo Clothing. There you go. And Suavecito Pomade, man. I appreciate you guys. You see him right there. This podcast is sponsored by them today. All right, so let's keep going now. I think the last question I asked. What did I ask? I asked.
We started talking about
we were having a great conversation.
Yeah.
Right now. We were talking about your prison time and how it's a two-part question, right? No, we're not taking phone calls yet, people. We'll take phone calls after. We will take some phone calls too. Oh, also before that, OG Steve, saludos. Allerton, North Bronx in the building. I want to thank you for that super chat. And if you guys want to get some questions, you hit that super chat. We'll get them. If not, we'll get some phone calls. But the question was this, how was prison when you the very first time you went in there? Whether it's and not to get too into it, right? But how was it for you? And then the very last time you walked out of prison, how much had prison changed and how much had you changed?
Okay, well, prison, when I first got in, it was more about respect. I started noticing the change around maybe mid-2000s and stuff when the county, too. I started noticing a lot of changes in the county, too, when a lot of homies were put in position where I don't feel they should have been in that position where they got to manage things and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were riders and stuff, but sometimes you can't have soldiers in a position of
management
and stuff. So, a lot of people were. I'll be seeing a lot of homies getting beat, getting regulated over
Dumb
pettiest
shit.
stuff, and it's just, it ain't fun,
Yeah, I heard that from somebody that went in there that hadn't been there for a very long time, and he was like, "Hey, dude, these fools are getting beat up for some stupid ass silly shit." And I think it came down to, again, it was power. Mm-hmm. People who never had really power in their lives.
Right.
They've got a little power, and it was some stupid shit like just some very dumb stuff, and guys really getting a beat down over that, right? And that's what you saw.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw. People, exactly what you said. People, that they got a little taste of power, and they just, just went buck wild with it, and just started putting holes on everybody, regulating everybody over the pettiest stuff,
And do you think that also had a lot to do with why, so many homies ended up just, not being on this side anymore because, it just getting rolled up for the dumbest shit?
That's exactly why. That's exactly why the
system is the way it is.
The way it is, and how the PCs got big, SNYs got so big now, and because homies were throwing them in there like left and right, Instead of making a homie, they were breaking homies.
And I think that's been the history of it. I think many homies thought it was like the faucet was on and there was going to be all these gangsters always coming in. And eventually they stopped coming in, and all the homies that they did roll up ended up kind of being their enemies, right?
Right. Now they're just, they're bigger than the main line now,
Well, and
it's getting there.
It's getting there. It's gonna be there, but it's just unfortunate on many ends because I've got homies that are quote unquote on that side, right? And I've said it myself. This is my personal opinion, right? I've got no problem if my homie is on that side, owes somebody money. If I see him somewhere, if I see him like at a funeral, I'm gonna say, "What's up? How you doing, homie?" This and that, right? But if I saw that same homie on YouTube talking all kind of crazy stuff about prison, I'd be like, "Hey, fool, there's a line you cross, right?"
Right.
So how is your personal feeling? Do you have any guys that, and you don't have to name any names, that you've known for many years that ended up going to that side? How do you feel about them?
Yeah, I know a few of the homeboys that I grew up with that ended up on that side, and I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna associate with them. I'm not,
right.
I never seen them after that. So,
right, they're not coming to the hood.
No. So I mean,
and they're not invited to the carne asada either.
No, absolutely not. Even if they were, I don't think they're gonna be coming.
Yeah, but I mean, but that is something that's going on in every single neighborhood, homie. I don't care what neighborhood you're from. I don't care how established. I don't care how gangster. I don't care how political pull you got in every neighborhood has a lot of that, homie.
Yeah, because they're getting thrown over for the pettiest stuff.
Yeah.
Like he says, they're breaking homies, not making them.
And I think that's a big issue. But my thing is this, homie. My thing is, like they say, give unto Caesar what is Caesar, and give unto God what is God. Give unto prison what is prison, and give unto the streets what is the streets. If you want to live that lifestyle, do that. Be prepared for what's coming. I think our message here is to steer the youth from that lifestyle. Is it not?
Yes, exactly.
So I want you to talk about that video you made on TikTok. What inspired you to make that video? And you can kind of let the audience know what you were talking about. I'll give you guys a scenario. Chino's walking through a cemetery, and he's talking about his homies. Go.
So yeah, I was actually over there visiting my mom, and just kicking it there for a while, and I don't know what it is. Something just made me want to make a video, you know. And I mean, a lot of my contents in my TikTok, I try to push positive messages out there. And I mean, I don't ever try to tell people what to do. I'm not gonna say don't join a gang or don't do this or do this or do that. I'm just gonna tell you what I went through, and you know, and show you my examples, and take it from there, you know.
Yeah, but I unlike you, Chino, will tell you, don't join a gang, homie. I'll tell you, I'll be the first one in line to put myself out there and say, homie, I was from the hood. I'm still from my hood. I will never give up my hood. I am from my hood. That's what made me the person I am. But I don't want
your kids getting in.
Yeah, I don't want my kids getting in this shit. I don't want my nephews getting. I don't want any of my family members getting shot and killed or going to prison for the rest of their life just because I can't sit there and say, hey, you know what? We were wrong, homie. The homies that taught us about gangs were wrong too, but I'm not saying they were wrong that they knew it was wrong. We thought it was right. We thought this is what we were raised for. We thought this is the promised land. Gang banging, the hood, this is what it was. And then one day you wake up and you're like, damn, the fuck? And after seeing your video, you woke up, homie. And you saw it. How hard was it for you to realize that, no disrespect, it was all for nothing?
I mean, it was very hard, you know. I mean, there's homeboys that passed away. There's homeboys that that's doing life right now as we speak, or either that or doing just a shitload of time, and it was pretty much all for nothing, you know. And I'm the lucky one that actually got to, you know, realize this before it was too late. But you know, I got homeboys in there it's just too late for them, you know.
And the thing is this, man. For us to continue that cycle is for them to be in prison in vain. For the homies who passed away, if we continue that cycle, is for them to pass away in vain. For us to sit there and say we need to slow this down and eventually stop it, that is them giving their life and sacrificing their life for us to say, look what happened to them, man. You don't want that for yourself. And any homie, what would homies tell you? And I'm sure you ran into a lot of homies that were doing a shitload of time. Right. And they knew you were coming out. And Chino went in there a couple times. What would they tell you, Chino?
Straighten up my life, you know, not to come back, you know, that, you know, they realized what, you know, that it was all for nothing, you know. It was especially nowadays, like there ain't no hood right now, you know. There maybe like 2-3 fools kicking in the neighborhood. Now it ain't like how it was before, you know. It was for nothing. You know?
Now, how do you feel, without naming some of your worst enemies? Do you still have that animosity towards them, Chino? Or can you actually sit across from somebody and say, homie, hey, like this guy right here, hey, what's up, boo? How you doing? That's my old enemy. What's up? Yeah. Oh, can you do that yet, or is it still hard for you?
Oh yeah, I could do that. I mean, I was doing it in prison. You know?
Yeah, good answer.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the fucking hypocrisy of it, fool. Mm-hmm. We're out here in the streets killing one another, right. And this is what I've been seeing lately, right? I drive by all you see the graffiti around here. I see. Not neighbor, you'll see it in my hood, you'll see NHBZ, 13, 18, 13, MS, 13, No Hollywood Locos, 13. Everybody, and then crossing out, and I'm like, you fools are from the same gang, homie. You fools are from the same hood, you're from the same area. And like you were saying, eventually you're going to go to the joint, and you're going to claim Nella, you're going to claim Valle, you're going to be with the guys. So eventually you were, like one of my homies is doing live, I talked to him once in a while, he's calling me, he's like, hey, fool, I'm over here. My track buddy is from the Hollywood Locals. I'll say it. I said, yeah, well, that's the hypocrisy that we live. We live in a life that we're killing one another, literally killing one another. Not even, we're literally killing one another, going to prison for the rest of their life, and then kicking it with the same guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right,
funny.
it's-
You know, when I went to Supermax, I was kicking it with Playboys and no Hollywood boys, two of my worst enemies. But on here on the streets, we're fighting each other for what? But in there, we had to join together, and
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I've done time with people that I've shot.
Yeah,
And they were like, hey, you don't
Straight
remember
up.
me? You're the one that shot me. And they showed me the bullet holes. Like, oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right. You just start talking about it,
Hey,
right?
and that's why it's called Mi Vida Loca. That's the crazy life we live, homie. But the beautiful part of it now is with technology is we're having these conversations, you know, and
And it's changing.
it's changing.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer, and it's not easy because some homies.
Are against it.
Well, I don't think they're against it. I think it's hard for them to swallow that pill, especially if you've. I had one guy, I won't say his name, he hit me up on a podcast. Hey, Gil, can you kind of change this a little bit because my homie in Mexico hit me up and was like, dude, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say this because it hurts them. There's guys that lost 10 years, lost 20 years, lost this, and for them to sit there and say it was for nothing. But when I say it was for nothing, I don't say it was in vain. If we continue the cycle, it was for nothing. If we stop the cycle, it was for something. It was all right. Our homies, from my hood, from your hood, and everybody else listening, all your homies that passed away, that rest in peace, died for a cause that we all believed in, but we were wrong, homie. And now let's, instead of sitting there and continue that fight, because it's easy to fight with somebody. It's easy to sit there and say, fuck this guy. I don't like this guy. It's easy to find one stupid little small excuse to get into a fight with somebody, but it's much harder for a man to be there and say, you know what? It ain't even worth fighting over that no more. And I think that's hopefully the point we're gonna be getting to, Chino. And with you, I'm hoping to convey that to people. So to you now can actually sit across from an enemy. You were in you were in the joint with them. You don't feel that animosity anymore?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, just like how, I done it in prison. I could do it out here, And it's not like I'm gangbanging anymore,
Right.
It's just I could put that past me now.
Now, do your little homies ever hear that message from you?
I guess the one that sees my TikToks, I guess.
We're in the same shit, man. I it's hard for me to speak to a young kid. I think, but we don't have to speak to him directly. I think we can be role models, especially like with this Instagram. We're influencers. There you go. And you definitely are an influencer. What are you trying to convey on your TikTok, and what are you trying to show?
What am I trying to show?
Yeah.
Just like I said, to showing the youth that this really isn't the right way.
Path.
This isn't the right path, and showing them, telling them what I went through, and hopefully they can learn from that. And if they still don't listen and still want to be gangbangers, and then I try to at least mold them into at least how we were taught back then.
Yeah.
This is
with
the school.
respect.
I think they listen. They just don't listen on your time. They listen on their time. So you may send a message out today, but it's not going to hit them till like 6 months later, 3 months later. But eventually that message will hit them, even if it's on TikTok or
Right.
American Cholo. It's going to hit them.
Oh, they're gonna hear it.
They're gonna hear it.
There's no offense about it.
Yeah.
Youngsters from Tunerville are not gonna be watching this. Straight up.
Yeah,
Straight
of
up.
course.
And that's a great thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great thing. And if you youngsters are watching, you can listen to Chino. He's straight up saying he doesn't. Those enemies you guys think you really have, they're not your enemy, homie. It's just a gang. It's a fight that we've been fighting over some nonsense. Over this Rucao slept with this guy, and then they got into a big fight, and it was a rumble, and there was a shanking. After a shanking, it was a shot, and after that first got killed, and then this guy got, and then it just. I think the gang thing just became more and more ego driven, and we started killing one another so bad, and we thought we really were doing it for something, dude, but it's for not, homie.
Yeah.
It's for not. Talk to me on that cemetery video you were talking about, how you said your mother died of a broken heart, and what year did your mother pass away, and where were you at when she passed away?
So she passed away 2006. I was at a program, actually. That was actually when I barely started to change my life around. yeah, it just happened out of nowhere. But for years, she used to tell me that, I'm gonna fucking die one day watching you fucking go in prison, watching you get shot, doing this, doing that. And, she used to always tell me this. And one day it happened,
Yep.
So, yeah, I truly do believe that she died of a broken heart.
How hard was that for you to swallow? Like when you heard that? I mean, it had to have broken your whole heart and like shit, man.
Oh, yeah, it devastated me,
But now, I see the taca. This fool got a taca local 416, homie. I even wrote down. I said 416. I'm like, what area code is that, homie? All right, well, let me see that taca, Holmes. Where'd you get that taca at, carnal? Local 416. Now, what's local 416, homeboy?
What's the Iron Workers Union?
Rebar?
Yeah.
I'm a concrete guy, homeboy.
Right, all right.
I do structural concrete. Homie. We do caissons, we do beams, we do the whole shebang. So I see you got love for the local 416. Did work in the iron work change your life in any way?
Yeah, definitely did. I started making good money, having things, for once in my life, and
You had a purpose.
Yeah, I started seeing life differently, and
Now let's walk through that stage. How did you get in the local 416? The whole thing. How did you end up? Yeah, eventually. When was the first time you started tying rebar?
Actually, I mean, someone introduced me to this. I didn't even know what ironworking. I didn't even know what the hell they did. Like,
all right.
I didn't even know what rebar was or anything like that.
All right.
So somebody introduced me to ironworking, and he just little by little I started,
Picked it up
and stuff. And the irony about that is, you see in the construction field, especially iron workers, there is no Asians, And
you know what? I've yet to run into an Asian. You're the first one. That's right.
So if I felt that was another thing where I felt like I had something to prove.
You're back in the barrio.
So I'm, doing extra stuff, working hard, running around and shit.
Hopping bar.
Yeah.
You got. It's like the gang game. You got to prove yourself.
Right, but doing it in a positive way.
Of course, homie, of course. And so you started going. Did somebody lead you to the 416 union, or did you just start tying rebar by itself first?
No, they led me to the union first. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't know what ironworkers did. I didn't know what tying rebar was and stuff. Yeah. So eventually.
So how long you been doing it now?
For 10 years.
Oh, jeez. All right. That's what's up. So you know how to tie bar, homeboy. You know how to splice bar. You know how to hold shebang with the reel and everything, right?
Yes, sir.
So how much of a difference in life, and this is what I try to tell people too, for a month or 3 months, try living differently. Try not going to the hood, because the hood will always be there. Don't you worry about it. The hood will be there, homie, right? Try for 3 months, the 3-month program. Go to work. Go home. Take care of business. Get some money. How much did actually doing all that and taking care of business, how much did your life go from here to here,
A lot, man. Drastically,
9 day?
Oh, how long did it take?
No, night and day.
Night and day, yeah, pretty much. Yes, sir.
So now you get a fat check.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It was great,
Right.
So you tell me when you're in the hood, nobody was giving you a check, hey, homie, all right. Chino, today you have... so is there retirement in the hood or not?
Yeah,
no retirement, right?
No retirement.
No 401k, right?
There was checks like that when I was slinging dope, but that doesn't last that long, And there is no pension stuff.
Hey, Chris, let's start taking some phone calls now. I got a bunch of people hitting me up right now. Hey, that's what's up, though, dude. I got a gripe with the union guys, homeboy. You know what I got? You know what the gripe with me with the union guys is, Chino?
Well, you're non-union.
I'm non-union, homeboy. Okay. I got right here. I'm non-union, and I laugh sometimes. Some of the union guys will come with their rats fucking. All you fucking union rod busters come and work with non-union contractors. Every single one, homie. He's like, you don't know how many union rod busters I've had on my job sites all the time, homie.
When there's no job.
Of course. And I was like, hey, fool, who's the rata now, carnal? And I'd be fucking with them. I start saying, I'm going to videotape you and send it to the union. So
you shop at Walmart?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you shop at Walmart?
I feel the fit.
So shout out to all the 416 union guys and every single union guy. But you guys that have that rat and all that shit on your hat, the biggest rats is the guys that go work non-union when they're union, homeboy. Boom, throw a bomb at them, Chris. Throw a bomb at them.
Uh-oh.
Boom! Hey, they all do it. They all do it. So you know what? Don't hate. But no, the union's a great thing. But hey, maybe you can answer this. Why are the union guys always broke? You know what I'm talking about,
They
right?
don't know how to save money.
They
I
don't know how to
guess,
budget their money,
you know?
fool. I see these guys, they come, and I know them. I already know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, hey, wait, no mames. What's up with them boots? Homie, the boots are like this. Open. And these fools just came from the union making like $60 an hour with the package, right?
Right.
That's what it is. So the more you make, but they don't know how to spend it, right?
Right. That's what it is. The more you make, the more you spend.
How
you
are you
know?
handle that? Are you saving it? Are you spending it? Or you're one of those fucking...
I used to be just like that.
Oh,
you know
you know what I'm talking about, right?
But you know, in school they'll teach us that don't be doing that shit. You know, you
do that, dude.
you live like you're supposed to live like
within your means.
within your means and stuff. You know, like if you're getting paid $40 an hour, live like you're getting paid $20.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, because that $40 an hour isn't always gonna last because
No,
sometimes the job will
not.
slow down.
Right.
But that's when they come to me. that's when they come working with me, and I see those botas all beat down, and dude, and I make them take their stickers off. I put the
You
American,
put the
I put the American
Cholo
Cholo
stickers
stickers on them. I say, carnal, take that tack off, homie.
Oh, man.
Hold on, let me get some of these calls in here real quick. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Oh man, good stuff, the homeboy, good stuff. All right, you guys want to tap in with OG Chino? You see the number on the top. Open that up real quick, Chris. Let me see that real quick. No, but you gotta move that so I can see the number real quick. There you go, big guy. You guys can tap in 818-538-9330. Let's see what Paul Partida's got going on. So where can people find you at, Chino?
At TikTok, my handle is Hockey Mask 13.
Where did you get that hockey mask from? What was that?
Because my name is Jason.
All right. So you're the killer, huh, fool? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, why did this fucking guy put hockey mask 13? Like, all right, Jason. All right, that makes a lot of sense. So what are you guys working at right now, man?
Actually, I'm off right. I'm going to school to become a building inspector.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
I'm trying to get
Better
as much
your
as I can, and all those years that I lost, trying to make up for all of that, you know. And I just can't settle for less. I mean, I remember when I was an apprentice as an iron worker, I was thinking, as soon as I turn journeyman and shit, I'm gonna be settled, I'm gonna be cool. I'm a fucking be a journeyman iron worker for the rest of my life. But now that I got to it, it's like I don't want to.
Your body can also only do so much.
That another thing is that yes sir.
If people don't know, what the work they do?
Oh yeah.
That's men's work, homie. That's Big Roo right there. That's Big Rooster, my humble rooster. That's fucking humping big old rebar, ties, whatever it is, and just in the heat.
And I see those older guys. I mean, the way they walk, like fucking Igor and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that to be my future.
Trying to get that desk job.
Right? Yeah.
Well, no, that's what's up. So how long?
what you do.
Where the courses you taking for all this stuff? For inspector, what are you doing? What class are you taking?
For reinforcing concrete.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
You trying to be a deputy? You trying to be a city?
To a deputy special inspector.
Yeah, that was the next step. I think I might do for retirement. Yeah, deputy's the way to go, dude. Easy money, huh, boy? Right. So for sure, I'm gonna see you on one of my job sites, carnal.
Yeah, probably.
That's what's up.
Right,
So talk to us about what exactly. If you had a younger homie in front of you right now and saying, "Hey, Chino, man, I'm thinking about joining the gang. I'm thinking about becoming from the hood," what would you say to that young guy?
That is not the way, And I'm one of the lucky ones that made it, and just because I was lucky, it's not like I got away clean slate. I still had to pay. Lost my mom, lost my dozens of homeboys. Seeing the road dogs that I grew up with doing life in prison. Lost 10 years of my own life, and that's the future of gangbanging.
And now you're playing catch up.
Yeah, and
You're
now
playing catch up.
I'm
with
trying to
work hard.
Yeah.
In the union, so you can. Yeah, because you wasted a lot of time.
Could you imagine where you would be right now if you didn't lose those years? Right.
You'd be in La Crescena.
Those nice homes up there. Yeah, you're right.
See the comments real quick.
Looking down at Glendale. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, dude, I see some, especially homies that come on the podcast, right? That lost so many years. Man, there's, and I'm sure you ran into them in prison. Dude, there's so many talented homies that got so much talent, but they've lost it. They've lost the years. They've lost the talent, and you can't make that time up.
Right. I mean, I've done time with people. It's like, fuck, they shouldn't be in prison, man. They got so much talent, They need to be out there, with that talent. And it's just, it's what a waste,
Yep.
You ever tap in and talk to a couple homies that are in prison still, or you kind of just?
Yeah, I mean, I write to them here and there.
It's hard to write those guys, man. I'll send them a postcard. I'll send them some money. Like I'll tell them, I said, I'll send you a green dot. I'll send you some money for, but I don't got time to write a letter. And every once in a while,
Go get a cell phone.
yeah. Now cell phones are expensive, especially after the COVID. No, dude, that shit ain't happening, homeboy. No, it's very rare, and that's what people also don't see. It's most people are gonna bounce on you. Fool. You get busted, you get all kind of washed up time. People are gonna bounce on you. That
Because if people are here, their life still go on. Your time stops.
yeah.
You know, and our life, you know, the other people that are here still go on. They just ain't got time for you no more.
Right. I mean, nobody was writing me, you know,
Yeah.
when I was busted and shit. You know,
I wrote
mean,
you, Chino. I wrote you some letras. You didn't get them?
must have got lost, man. Damn CEOs, dude. Man.
Shit.
Right? Yeah.
So let people know exactly where they can find you, Chino. If they want to tap in, they can call in right now. If not, we'll just fucking roll it up and then do it. Not roll it up like that, homie. We ain't rolling it up like that. Chino's solid, homie. Chino. So let's talk about that, Chino. What do you? Let's talk about that in a sense without talking too much. Nowadays, the community since 6ix9ine, everybody else has become. It's like I don't snitch. I'm just keeping it real. That's kind of what people. That's people's mentality nowadays. I ain't snitching. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm just laughing because I made a little skit like that in TikTok.
You did make one. And what were you talking about?
Huh? Just gangsters of this generation, you know, how they're brought up and everyone's just snitching on each other, and that's like the thing to do, you know.
But it isn't. It's right now we get heat because we don't mess with people who snitch, and it's like, dude, if that's the world we live in, if that's the worst thing you could say about us, like it's you want to live that life, go ahead, homie. You want to run, that's your business, but I ain't messing with you. Yeah. But in today's world, it's coming to a point where yeah, dude, everybody and their mama snitching, but that's more of a reason why youngsters shouldn't get in that game.
Right.
Because that game is, who's that right there? Major League Water Up. The wheel keep rolling year round. OG Kushstein. So what was your TikTok? What did you say in your TikTok, homie? Give us a whole TikTok right now.
What about the, I just made a funny little skit, you know, about fucking gangsters of this, you know, generation, how they just snitching. You know, and now everyone got a camera, phone, and all that shit. None of that shit was, you know, we didn't have none of that back in the 90s, you know? So it's like...
Oh, you had a payphone on the street.
You guys got a lot of shit against you guys now. You know?
Oh, there's no future in that, homie.
No, there isn't.
And I saw a homie, and I'm supposed to get him on here and interview him. I saw him on his Instagram. He did it, right? And he put a picture of himself, and he's got his shirt picked up, and when he's got his shirt picked up, he put like a little... devil face, you know, to hide the strap. I'm like, dude, that's just right. That's just letting the cops know you got a strap. But that's what it is. Today is you gotta be a Instagram gangster. Everywhere you gotta be a TikTok gangster. It's like you don't gotta go out. Even first of all, don't go out there putting that work because that work don't mean nothing, right? But yeah, people want. Whereas before in the hood, I think we go put in work, and yeah, we may go, hey, fool, I put in work, I busted on this fool, just let everybody in the hood know, right? Yeah. Now it's like they want to do something and put it on gram to let the whole world know, but they don't understand that the whole world means I'm telling the cops.
Right. They don't think, you know.
I think they're more in it for the fame, homeboy.
Pretty much.
All right.
They got the shit
the
backwards.
Instagram fame, the likes.
So what are you trying to get out of your TikTok, homeboy? What's is there a message? Are you just trying to become a millionaire off of there? Are you just what are you trying to do, homeboy? What was the thing? Because there is a message when I see your TikToks. What are you trying to do with it?
Just trying to push positive, you know, messages out there, you know, and to even tell the ones that are coming out of prison and stuff that, you know, you could be like me, go, you know, make money just like, you know, like how I joined the union and work hard, and you know. Now I'm living, like when I first got out, I had a small little apartment in Skid Row, you know, but I worked my way up, and now I have a nice little pad, you know, I'm living comfortably now, you know.
Right.
That's what's up, man.
I'm trying to push that kind of messages out there too.
You had a small little apartment by Skid Row.
Yeah. In Skid Row, actually, yeah.
The fuck? How much is the apartment in Skid Row going for?
Like I was paying $330.
$330 a month?
Yeah.
Was it like a little one bedroom?
It was
Was it like a county type thing that they help you out?
It was pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It was for low income. It's just a room with a sink. It's shared bathrooms and stuff. But it's those old ass hotels
That's
that
what
they turn
they're
into.
doing.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
they
they're
turn
doing.
into low income housing. But you know, it's just we walk outside, you're gonna see all kinds of.
Oh, so you're
Everything going
okay.
on.
You're the guy that actually becomes successful because I don't know if you knew I got the green light from the homeless. The homeless want to beat me down. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
I got the green light from the homeless, Chino, because I talk shit a lot about the homeless, right? But it ain't the homeless. To me, we got so many people that are drug addicts, homie. And most of them, they try to say they're homeless. They're not. They're fucking drug addicts. And you coming from that area of Skid Row, those programs are made to do exactly what they did with you, to help people that want to get on their feet, right? And I always push for it. And I want since you were there, I want to ask you if you think I'm wrong. I push for those programs that you were in, that people that go in those programs get drug tested. Because what I see a lot of times is people that they just use it, abuse it, and until they get kicked out.
Most of the times, yeah. Most of the times, yeah. Skid Row, I think it enables you, you know?
Thank you.
They're just there, and, you know, they get fed all the time. You'll never go hungry when you're living in Skid
It's
Row.
every Tecato's dream, homie.
Yeah, pretty much. The needle exchanges down the street, they'll give you everything but the dope, you know?
No, the dope's
Needles.
coming. It's coming. It's
Yeah,
coming right
yeah.
now. It's been slow, but the dope's coming. But yeah, so you're a person that was there, and you see it too.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, those programs are made to do exactly what it did for you. To give you a place that's low cost, but you have to struggle because, hey, listen, to be honest, you were gangster, you were doing your thing, and now this is where you're at. This is where you landed. But there is an opportunity for you to change, and you changed.
Right.
But did you see a lot of guys in there that did it and were like, I don't give a fuck?
Right. There are a lot of those.
I think there's more of those than there's more of you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
You-
see about 90% of them.
Thank you.
They're just, you know.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah. Just
That's
using
what it
and
is.
abusing it.
That's
yeah.
what it is. And to me, it's enabling him, homie. It's enabling him, right? If you really wanted to help the homie out, you're not gonna sit there and tell the homie, "Hey, fool, you getting high? Okay, here's a R, here's a cuarto for you, here's a little bit of money for you." No, you're gonna sit there and say, "No, fuck no, fool. Listen, get your shit clean. I want you to get clean. Then I'll give you some housing. Then I'll do this. Then I'll do that." But the way the program to me, it's almost set up where they want you to keep getting high because then social programs will keep getting funded.
Maybe.
What do you think?
Jeez. Never been to Skid Row. Just walk through it.
So how many months were you on Skid Row living there?
I was there for about a year.
Oh shit! What streets were that?
That was in Crocker and 7th.
Oh yeah, that's right there. Oh, boy. We got lost over there.
That's right.
So you were there for and were you going out at night or what were you doing? Were you smoking a little crack out there in the tents or you're like, I'm out of here?
You're just trying to get out.
I was just working and coming home, and that was it.
That shit is ratchet
That
out
was
there,
it.
fool.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right?
I see some fucked up shit right there. You know?
And at night, I could only imagine, homeboy.
You know, you come out, you buy your car, there's fucking shit right there. You know, needles. You know, those homeless dudes using your car as their back support, where they're shitting right next to your, to your tire, and you know.
Jesus.
It gets bad. You know.
So you were there how many months again?
About a year.
Oh Jesus! So you were living on Skid Row in a small little house, and at that point, were you like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna get my life straight."
Oh yeah. I mean, I knew I was using that just for a stepping stool, you know.
And that's what people need to do. It's a stepping stone, right?
Yeah.
But too many people use it and they end up making a crutch out of it, homie.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. They should have like some kind of a probation thing where,
Thank
you
you.
know, drug tests and all of that. Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm telling you, that's the way to do it. You heard it over here from Chino. After this, we're gonna go to members only, and we're gonna chop it up. Maybe let's take a toke. You smoke, Chino? I don't know. You don't have to say it. You're in the union. You can't smoke, homie. So I want to sit there. Let's go ahead and get the intro out here, Chris. Anybody wants to follow Chino, let them know where to follow you, homeboy. And go ahead, give your shout outs over here. Let people know where to follow you.
On TikTok, look for a Hockey Master 13. And that's about it.
Skid Row has drug dealers that look like homeless. No, they don't look like. There's a bunch of drug dealers over there, huh?
Oh yeah, there's drug dealers that live in the tent right there.
No.
Yeah, they live. They're there at the daytime in the tent, and at night they go home.
Shit. They go back to their nice apartments.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't get no phone calls. They don't want to call me. Call me. I got the number up there. I'm going to give it one more few seconds here. People said they want to call. You can call the number 818-538-9330. Chris, can you put up that 1999 super chat? I want to see who that is real quick so I give him a shout out. Dun, dun, dun. How you like the beat? How you like the vibe, homeboy? How you like the vibe, Chino?
I like it, man.
What
I
do you think
love
of
it. Yeah. Thanks for having me here, man.
Nah, man. Thank you, homie. That was great. So you got rid of the taca, huh, carnal?
Oh, yeah. I'm getting, I got rid of that. I'm just getting rid of a few more, as a matter of fact.
IBT396. The wheels keep rolling.
How many
Just
sessions?
Twice.
That's twice?
Yeah. This was real light, though.
Yeah.
So,
No, but you can see it. How old were you when you got that? You were a kid, huh?
actually, I was like 19.
Yeah, you're a kid. No, they ain't tapping in. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. With that, Chris, boo boo, you gonna? Oh yeah, did you give a shout out to the homie that you met yesterday?
My homeboy Mike over from Whittier Daddy. Went and partied with them at Bruce's and Edgar G.
Ernie G.
Ernie G. I'm sorry, Ernie G. Big fan of ours that I met over there.
My phone? It rang? I don't know if it rang. Actually, yeah, I think it did ring. I'm sorry. You know what? I have it down. Let me call this gentleman back real quick. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna call him back real quick.
Calling back.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't even hear it. You heard it, huh? Cause I'm all fucked up, man. That Mike's Hard Lemonade. Oh, you know what it is, Chris?
Jersey Mike's.
Huh? No, not Jersey. I think it was. Hold on, he's coming on right now. I don't know if is my Bluetooth connected to that? I think that's a problem. My Bluetooth's not connected. That's why I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it neither.
Yeah. No, you're gonna hear it. There you go. Yeah. I'm sorry, people. We do got the number up there. I think my Bluetooth was not connected. No, you're gonna hear it. Hello. There you go. You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, people. We do got the number.
Oh no, somebody's. What was that? What was that? Hold on, we'll be back right now.
They hang up.
But why don't you dance while we're here? Yeah, go ahead and. Here we go. Yeah, my Bluetooth was not connected to it. I had about 3 phone calls that I missed. I'm gonna see. Might be some. There we go. Let me call him back real quick. Hello. Do you know your insurance is? Yeah, your warranty has run out. Hey, do you get those phone calls?
Hello.
What's going on, Playboy?
What's going on, Gil? Just fucking giving you props.
Run them through. You on?
Hey,
All right.
man, you know,
Talk to us. Where you calling from? Carnal, let us know.
I'm calling from Santana, homeboy.
Okay, so talk to us, homeboy. What you gotta say?
Hey, you know what? Homeboy's fucking story is like, it's a real fucking story of like being triumphant at the end. You know, we all do our dirt when we're young. But homeboy, you know, hell, and you know what? I could tell that the Chino, he fucking handles this shit with respect and
For
shit.
sure.
You know, I could just see it in his face.
Gracias.
You know, and it's you know, I got a whole bunch of homeboys from work. Like, I'm a dental tech, dog. You know, and there's a bunch of Koreans. I mean, bro, like, there's some times where like I fucking switch my lunch with the Korean guy. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, the fucking Hispanics in the dental tech world would hate on a younger homie. You know, like they would hate because I'm a ceramist and all this shit, and they would just want to keep their shit for themselves. So I eat lunch with the Koreans because the Mexicans shun me. You know, that's the real shit. But hey, much respect to all 3 of you guys.
Thank you.
That's right.
I hope you guys have a great fucking weekend. And hey, I'm turning all the homies into your fucking podcast, homeboy.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
right.
How to
Thank
get the
you.
message out there, carnal.
That's right.
Hey, gracias, homie, huh?
All right, OC was in the building, homeboy. That's what's up. Yeah, some other people say your phone line ain't working, American Cholo. Yeah, I haven't paid the bill, people. I need some donations, please. Can you guys like donate $2 to me? I'm trying to pay my phone bill. Yeah, then they'll be hating.
Super chat.
Yeah. American Cholo's begging for money. Can I please get like $2? I got no money for my Obama. I need an Obama phone. I did have a couple phone calls, so we're gonna go on for about another 5 minutes. If we get some phone calls, we're good. If not, que les vaya bien, carnal. So what you got going on this week, homeboy?
Nothing much, man. Just going to school. That's all I'm doing nowadays.
What are you doing May 21st?
May 21st. What's
Yeah.
going on?
May 21st, we're having a meeting out here in North Hollywood. Right here at the Victory Outreach. It's not part of the thing, but the homie, the Pastor Ray's let me use his
Facility.
His facility. And we're gonna have a meeting that's gonna be about us to try to see how we can kind of progress as people, homie, as raza, as brown men. I mean, you grew up Chicano, and just come in there and have a place where we can share ideas with one another and try to see how we can actually get a movement going, homie. So we're trying to bring this whole, and I know you've seen it now, unity. Everybody talks about unity and let's unite, let's do this. Well, I'm calling everybody else, and it's a call out of arms to anybody who wants to make their neighborhood better, who wants to get that message across, and where we can start networking with one another who are like-minded like us, to sit there and, eventually make a political pool where, hey, dude, if you have an issue with paleteros getting attacked, you talk to this. If you have an issue with you're not getting paid enough money, you talk with this. If you have whatever it is, we need to have a certain center core where we're speaking with one another. And so May 21st from 2 to 5 p.m. You're invited, Chino. I'm
2 to
personally
5.
invited.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good, man.
Let's see what we got. Jim, what's going on? Let him through, Chris.
What's going on, bro?
Talk to us. Yeah, this is Gil, Chino, and Boo Boo, homeboy.
Hey, what's up, bro? I'm watching on YouTube as I talk, so the video's a little bit behind. I appreciate your guys' positive message, man. You might have checked me out on YouTube. I know you hit me up on Instagram one time. My name on there is Changed Man for Life.
Okay.
I did 24 years in prison. I was at home for 6 years.
Yeah, talk to us, homie. Come on. Yeah, shoot it.
Yeah, what's up, bro? Oh, I want to say what's up to Chino real quick. Congratulations, bro, on your life change, on your success you're having.
All right,
it's a blessing to see people be able to change their life and do all that. I wanted to touch on something real quick. You mentioned, bro, about the county programs and state programs that are helping homeless.
Yes.
And I work for a social services agency. I'm actually the director of prison and reentry programs. I oversee 4 programs. I'm responsible for millions of dollars of funding, all after having done over half my life in prison,
Did you say Chrysalis?
So Trip. Say again?
Did you say Chrysalis?
No.
Oh,
The name of where I work is called the Catalyst Foundation.
Oh,
it's out here in Lancaster. But one of the things we were talking about was drug testing and stuff like that for people that are on these programs.
Yes.
Which I understand there's probably a need for that in some situations. But most of those programs operate on a thing called Housing First. And what the Housing First model talks about is that if someone doesn't have a roof over their head, they're not going to care about getting clean. They're not going to care about trying to find a job or go to school or anything like that. I mean, it's like, if you don't have some kind of stability at first, why even try to do all that? And I'm not saying that that's a cool model for everybody, but I do know that there's some people that we work with out here in Antelope Valley, that's been a big help for them. Being able to get stable, get a roof over their head, some hot food in their stomach, and then from there, okay, now what do you need to do to get yourself together? Let's get you enrolled in a rehab. Let's get you in school. Let's help you find a job. But keeping it real, how many gente are going to want to go look for a job? They ain't even got nowhere to lay their head,
Yeah. Okay. Homie, how many years did you end up doing, Carnal? And we're going to have you on. We already talked about how many years did you do straight?
I did 24 straight, bro.
And when did you get out?
I got out in 2015. I went in 1991.
Jesus. This is what it is, on my opinion, right? I've seen the whole cycle go on, and what you guys are doing is a great and beautiful thing. But the reality of it is that most of these programs that are run for the homeless, they do no drug testing. They do pretty much run amok because it's a system where people are just making money and just cycling the money. It's like anybody else. Right. And the first thing they tell you in any drug treatment program, which is a AA meeting, anything else, you have to first admit you have a problem. And when you're ready to when you're ready to get clean, you're ready to get clean. But to sit, and I'm not saying you guys do it, but to sit here and spend billions of dollars is what California is spending on homelessness. And not even saying we have a drug addiction problem, because the problem is not homelessness. The problem is drug addiction. You can see it, and I'm sure you know it.
Right.
And until we
mental health too, a lot of mental health issues.
Yeah, but the mental health comes from smoking meth for the last 2 or 3 years. Then they go crazy, homie. Because I got homies on the same thing.
Right.
I mean, I think if we got a lot of that money and tested people, right, and then also if we spent a lot of that money and actually put it towards the youth or put it towards like programs, hey, dude, learn how to tie rebar, learn how to do this, actually do that, I think it would definitely help much more. But there is an in-between line that we can come, into an agreement with. And now the last question to me: when you coming on, homie?
Let's talk about it. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Hey,
You know, I'm out here in Lancaster, so it's a little mission to get over there to the Valle.
it
but
ain't no
we
mission.
can
It's like
definitely do
45
something.
minutes, fool. It's like 45 minutes. Que pinche mission, güey.
Come
No
on, bro.
mames, güey. Boy, he says a little mission. It's like 45 minutes. So we'll give you a gas card. Don't trip.
Órale.
Hey, let people know your channel where we can find you, homie. And,
Okay, on YouTube and Instagram, I go by Changed Man for Life. On YouTube, it's just like it sounds, Changed Man, the number 4, and then Life. On Instagram, it's Changed _Man _ the number 4 _ and then Life.
and the last
I
thing,
appreciate everybody checking me out.
I hope you got time because we'll be doing an event. I know you do Victory Outreach too. We're gonna be at that one in North Hollywood. Homie.
Absolutely.
If you got time, May 21st, come through, homie. We would love to hear your story as well.
All right, bro. I appreciate it. Gracias. You guys have a blessed evening. God bless you.
That's right, man. God bless you. Thank you, Carnal. Yeah, that's the homie. Me and him, hit each other up. He did 24 years in the joint. He got out in 2015. Like I said, geez, imagine 1991 to 2015.
That's a stretch, man.
Hell yeah.
Jesus, that's like coming from not even before. Yeah, that's coming from NWA when NWA is barely getting hot to 2015 to Taylor Swift, homeboy.
Yeah, right.
Hey, if you put it that way, right? Let's see who's calling in real quick. Carlos, what's good?
Calling you from Chicago.
Oh, what's up, Chirac?
Yes, sir. Nah, man, I've been following your channel. I'm pretty active on your thing, man. I just love what you do, and I kind of wanted to see what the racial tension is currently right now. Because out here in Chicago, man, we don't see that. Even between gangs, it's the color of your rag. That's the beef out here.
Well, I think what it is, and a lot of people misconstrue the LA scene, right? They think that we're just on some racial shit, that we're, fuck these guys because they're black or fuck. No, it has nothing to do with that. At the bottom line, if you get down to the root of the issue, it's gangs. It doesn't matter what it is. It's gangs, because if you look at the numbers, homie, we as brown men kill more brown men. Blacks kill more black men. We kill each other, but it just happens to be, if we're in a certain area that has black people and essays, they're going to eventually start beefing, because that's what gang members do. They fight for the smallest and dumbest little things. The only thing is it's so serious. So it really has nothing to do with it. The difference with us in California is we actually organized it, did what we did. And a lot of people, especially the brothers, don't know is that in Cali in the early 80s, the brothers were punking us. They were deep. They're bigger guys. They were punking us, and eventually we got together and said, "No, fuck that. We're pushing back, homie." And then all of a sudden, the narrative got changed to, "Oh, look at these vatos. They're racist." Well, it's not that we're racist. That we got tired of being punked. We got tired of being bullied because you think you're bigger than us. But now in 2022, it has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with, let's get the people in our neighborhoods to understand that, you know what, we're fighting for nothing. There's a bigger fight, and the fight is for the future of our kids, homie, politically, to get involved.
Yeah, like I've seen that because, like, when the Black Lives Movement, all the riots started happening out. You remember that?
Yeah, for
Rival
sure.
gangs in Chicago, man. People that would never, they wouldn't shake hands, or it was on site type of deal.
Right.
They joined up, and nobody was gonna come into our hood.
Yeah,
nobody.
we weren't gonna let you. I saw that you guys were not gonna let people come in there and loot, man. And that's a good thing.
We'll put our differences aside, but the community comes first,
And
that's what I love about your project,
right.
and
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother.
All right, man. Saludos.
Iraq, homeboy.
That's right.
People actually like us, Chino. Believe it or not.
Nice. All the way from Chicago, huh?
Yeah. We get it from everywhere, homeboy. We get it from everywhere.
That's right.
The message is the message, homie. The message on my channel has never changed one iota. The message is, we were wrong. We were gangbanging. We were doing all this stuff. But are we going to continue to live that and continue to live that lie? Nah, homie. We're going to sit there and try to do something better for our nieces, our nephews, our kids, our grandkids, our future generations, homie. Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it, homie?
Right. Yes, sir.
So you coming May 21st?
Yeah. I'm down.
You're going to let your people know on TikTok, homie?
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Chino.
May 21st.
Chino is there. I think Hood Santa is there. We got Long Beach Carlos in the house. We got Mega Man. We got Tony A. We've got a lot of people. This has nothing to do with YouTube. This has to do with us as men and women coming for our community and doing something that's for us to share ideas, to network with one another. That way, eventually, hey, Chino, you got an opening for somebody who wants to do some work? It's shit like that. Like, hey, homie, yeah, we do have a union thing. So we can come together to what? To make us all move up in the... All right. Who's calling? What's up, Mr. Johnny Garcia?
Hey, what's up, Gil? How you doing?
Good. Talk to us. You got Chino and Boo in the house.
Hey, what's up, Chino? Hey, I just
All
wanted to see if Chino has any good stories for that guy for his name is Timothy.
You're breaking up, homie. You're breaking up.
Timothy McGee.
For who?
Timothy McGee.
Oh no. Maybe we'll talk about it on the members only, homeboy. Other than that, no, we're not hitting that subject, homeboy. But appreciate the phone call. All right, people. So maybe we'll go on members only and have some different discussions. Other than that, man, Chino, give your shout outs. Let people know what it is, homeboy. I gotta give you your last word. Let them know. Nila's in the house, homeboy.
Just check me out on TikTok. Hockey Mask once again. That's it.
Hockey Mask 13. Other than that,
Yes,
let's get us out of here, Chris. I want to thank all you guys for tapping in with us. You guys know what it is already. Let me turn this down so nobody bugs us. Once again, Cardenismo Clothing, thank you. Suavecito Pomade, thank you. May 21st, I'll make a video tomorrow that you guys know all the ins and outs about it. We got to come together. We got to do this. Stay brown and proud and never stay silent.
That's right.
Fade to black, Chris. Let's get the hell out of here.
See you next time.
There you go. Woo. I'm talking about.